This week, we're back in the Valley of the Sun. Rip and I chill in the Arizona Diamondbacks clubhouse with a Portillo's truth teller and starting center fielder for the Arizona Diamondbacks, Alek Thomas.
This episode of One Star Recruits, as always, is brought to you by 500level.com. We got our guy, Alek Thomas, the crop duster, on today, DK. 500level.com has 52 Alek Thomas shirts, hoodies, women's, men's, onesies, something for everybody. Our guy, Alek Thomas, on 500level.com. Get 20% off all those shirts with the discount code PODCAST at checkout. Let's go.
This is Alek Thomas. I'm on here with the One Star Recruits.
Yo, aloha. Welcome to the One Star Recruits podcast. Spring is here, and it's spring for the One Stars, which means it's a little spring training action. It's our yearly, always with the new baseball year. We do an MLB tour, and a first stop is in Phoenix. We're back this year. Spring's here. Before the show, before the podcast, I just drank a glow juice rip. I'm feeling really pumped up. I did a little bit of fish oil. You do fish oil, Rip? You pop one of those in the morning? You a fish oil guy?
I used to until I figured out it was a scam and there's no scientific evidence that it actually helps anything.
Easy. Where's that information from? It's just, you're not doing a little cod oil for your skin?
I'm telling you, I haven't done it in 10 years and I haven't noticed a difference since I stopped. So DK, I don't know, you're getting those jumbo sized fish oils from Costco. You might want to save that money, put it back in your wallet.
Well. I mean, that's how we're coming off here. Well, this juice I had might be helping. No fish oil here, although it's in my body now. It's in my lower GI. Cucumber, celery, kale, chard, parsley, apple, ginger, and lemon. Down the gullet. Probiotics. Spring is here. Baseball is here. Dude, big shout out to our guy Longo, Evan Longoria, former Diamondback. Thank you so much, Longo, for your support over the Maui fires in August. Very kind of you, One Star alumni. Longo still hasn't quite retired. Rip, I think he's doing one of those things where you just wait for the right situation on really the Red Sox, the Yankees, the Dodgers, or the Braves. Kind of shows its face, and you get to pick your playoff run team, a la Jason Worth, maybe a little Al Leiter style, Randy Johnson style. What do you think? Is he done? Is he going to hang it up? Is he going to go coach in Long Beach, Rip? Our guy Longo?
I think he's chilling. I mean, he's living life in Arizona, spending time with the kids. It's hard to believe it could be the first time in, I think, 17 years that we don't have Evan Longoria on a major league roster. But I think, yeah, like you said, he's going to be ready if needed, available when called upon. So it might be one of those midseason signings. Who knows?
Get that man on the new stadium development project with Ken Kendrick. He knows what he's doing. Longo, I can see him being the face. You know who it was at Chase Center when I worked at Golden State when we first rolled out the new San Francisco Arena project? David Lee. He was always around. He was the guy selected. I think Evan Longoria could be a great face. It's time for the Chase Field to get a little bit of an upgrade. A lot of people, Rip, are saying it looks like an airport hangar. When it's full, it is pumping. It is amazing, as we saw in the playoffs, obviously. But when it's hot and it's not full, so we're in need of a rebuild. I think the pool's great. You have any thoughts on the Arizona Cardinals adding the casitas to the lower end zone, Rip? The casitas, little mini homes in the south end zone in Glendale for the Cardinals. What do you think of that? 5-star, 1-star?
It's one team they're always chasing the Suns. Now they're chasing the D-backs who are really good and have been over the past couple of years. And you see all these ratings the Cardinals are getting not only from their own players, but these surveys around the NFL as possibly one of the worst franchises in the NFL. It's not going to help. It's not going to help get those grades up. These things they're taking away the end zone seats from the real fans, like our guys at Trash Talk Boys. They're taking away the seats from those guys and just catering to rich people and Scottsdale people and these people who are not interested in the game. They're more interested in being seen than cheering on the Cardinals. So terrible move, and it's going to get ugly. It's going to get uglier.
It's like we copy Los Angeles. We see Los Angeles get a little fancy with those things. We throw it in there. I love the stadium, because there's some memories there. But Chase Field needs some upgrades, Rip. I mean, I don't think that roof is fully safe. There was rumblings about cables. We got to be worried about our guys in the outfield snapping. Air conditioning system hardly works now. It's about to be 130, So everybody get on board with some new stadium alert. On the flip side, like I said, when it's popping in there, it's amazing. I mean, I think the Dodgers come to Chase Field April 29th through May 1st, and they're back again in August. That August 30th through September 2nd. Beautiful, beautiful time to be there. Get out, support the squad, get your tickets. I think the predictions, the odds rips with these D-backs for this upcoming season set at about 84 wins. So we're coming in not as complete underdogs. We're coming back in this thing with a chance. The lineup looks very good, Rip. I mean, as far as hitting is concerned, very good. Anybody stand out to you? Obviously, Corbin Carroll's leading off. Maybe the best leadoff hitter in baseball, period. Christian Walker, a bat. Jock Peterson coming in, add some more hitting. Obviously, our guy Alek, we know that guy can hit home runs in big situations. What do you think, Rip? We have some questions at shortstop. I mean, I say that, I know that there's some guys in the minor league system coming in to fill some of those roles. We're excited about a guy named Jordan Lawler. We could talk about him if you want, but how do we feel about bats? Do we feel okay?
Yeah, I feel okay. I'm most interested to see how the new guys, you mentioned Jock Peterson, and there's a guy, Eugenio Suarez, who's been in the MLB for about 10 years. He hit 22 homers last year for Seattle. He's our new third baseman. He's taken Longoria's place. I mean, he's going to be an everyday guy. And if he can get that friendly left field corner and hit 30 or more home runs out in Chase Field, I think it's going to be a huge addition to the lineup. So we'll see how that goes. But those guys don't necessarily hit for average, but if they can get some big home runs in timely moments, I think it'll go a long way towards getting a few more wins for the D-backs.
We're going to go for big offense. Pitching wins World Series. We're not going to dig into pitching today because we're talking simply home runs. So this guy, Jordan Lawler, Rip, this guy, once you're coming up, it's very difficult, but this guy could be one of the best ones in the pros. So this young team, this young energy, guys like Alek who are just fired up to come get W's the right way. Love having them in Arizona. Enjoy this interview with outfielder Alek Thomas.
Now joining the One Star Recruits podcast, we have a Chicago native, a 5-star in the shoe game and in the clubhouse, the starting center fielder for the Arizona Diamondbacks. Alek Thomas is on with the One Star Recruits. Thanks for hopping on with the One Stars, Alek.
Yes, sir.
Yo, bro, Rip said it. Your shoe game is on point, and just kicking off with shoes. I see you courtside at ASU. I see you on the glass at Coyotes games, usually in a dope fit. What are your travel sneaker choice for airport travel in particular? I've been getting so much heat for wearing Hokas lately from my listeners. I like them. I don't care. What's your airport travel sneaker?
Probably some clean dunks, nothing too crazy, or some Jordans, Jordan 1, something like that. But I guess lately I've kind of stepped it up a little bit and got some cooler shoes. So yeah, we're definitely turning in the right direction as far as
But you're
shoes.
keeping pretty basic with the dunks or the Jordans over there. I like a little basic. How about those book ones? Can we catch you in those book ones possibly?
I tried to get him in. I don't know, it just didn't go through. I guess I was too late, but I was
Same.
on there at 8 a.m. trying to get him, and I thought I got him, and then I got an email saying it didn't go through. So I'm like, all right, never mind. I guess I
He's
don't
one
have
of
him.
us. You're one of us.
Yeah.
He's one of us, Rip. He's one of us. We'll catch you though at Footprint Center, I'm sure, in a fly fit. Do the Suns, speaking of, do the Suns have a playoff run in them? You're in the Valley. How are you feeling about the Phoenix Suns right now?
Yeah, I definitely like their team. I enjoy watching them play. I wish my man Bobo would get some more time. I think he's the deciding factor on like as far as bench goes as reinforcements. But yeah, I
Facts.
mean seeing Devin Booker, Beal, Kevin Durant, and all those guys play together, it was awesome. But as soon as they come off the court, it's kind of like, all right, now who's gonna handle it? So seeing Grayson Allen step up and some of them guys step up, like that's what you need in a team, as far as going towards NBA championships. So hopefully they make a good run, and we'll see what happens.
Athletes always know. Yeah, always know. That is totally the exact right answer too, beyond all the hype. Respect though. Hey, basketball NCAA tournament kicks off this week. You were committed to TCU for both baseball and football. Little known fact. I don't know if everybody knows that. We just filled out our hoops brackets. I love U of A. I got TCU. TCU's a 9 seed against Utah State. Tough matchup on Friday. Is there a bracket challenge going on in the D-backs outfield? And who's your national champ?
I haven't really paid too much attention to college basketball. I feel like there's too much defense going on in college basketball, in my opinion. So I don't know. I haven't even seen TCU play, this year. So I haven't really paid too much attention. But I'm gonna go. I don't know. I've been told that UConn's really good, so
That's my pick.
maybe keep an eye on them, I guess. But
Man,
um,
you're too busy hitting dingers anyway. We know you're too busy traveling and hitting dingers anyway for hoops. Dude, D-backs outlook is bright. We're so excited. You're fresh off some big home runs in the World Series, fresh off some rest, I hope. Spring's going well. You're a fan favorite, bro. Gold glove, caliber defender. Hitting left-handed pitching feels like the next code in the video game to be unlocked. What have you done to work on that, and how are you feeling right now as far as things are coming together in the spring?
yeah, I definitely feel pretty good right now in spring. As far as lefties go, I feel like I've done pretty well against them this spring, and I feel a little bit more confident going into the season versus the lefties. So, hopefully things play out, in my favor. But yeah, definitely put a lot of hard work in with my dad and his colleague. Definitely put in a lot of work and, trying to, critique a few things and making sure things are in the right sync. And so just better position to hit against, both lefties and righties. So yeah, there's definitely just trying to get back to my, old self and, just trying to stay through the ball and just trying to be the best version of myself.
Straight up, bro. Straight up. You miss Chicago at all? Have you found a hot dog spot in the valley?
Yeah, I definitely don't miss the cold. I'm not a big fan of the cold, but obviously I do like snow. But just being out there in the cold is really not it for me. But yeah, I enjoy I miss my friends from over there, but I enjoy being here in Arizona, and I really like it here, and you can't beat the weather.
Yeah, Arizona and Chicago have always had kind of a simpatico, but no hot. There's the Portillo's there, so you have Portillo's in the valley. I know that. There's a place called
It's
Ted's
not the
Hot Dogs.
same.
It's not the
It's not the
same. Is
same.
that true?
No, nah, it's
What's
not the same.
what's different?
Unfortunately,
I've
it's
had
not.
both. Oh my goodness. Is
Yeah,
it?
I can't. I don't know. I can't eat Portillo's from here. It's not the same.
Oh,
Wow. You just go traditional dog or Italian beef or a shake? Are we getting deep into the menu?
No, I stay with the cheeseburger, man. It's not the same. For some reason, it's
It's
just
not
not
the
the same.
same. Get this man back to LaGrange, Illinois, and get him some Portillo's immediately. There's a spot called Ted's Hot Dogs in Tempe. If you're really bored and want a chili dog, that's the best one in the valley. If you're ever
I got you.
interested, bro. And any travel this off season before I pass it to Rip? Did you get up to Sedona, the land of Red Rocks?
No, so it was pretty much like wedding season for me. Like all my boys got married, so I was just partying up at the weddings and enjoying them and celebrating them, and that was pretty much it. I just stayed at home and relaxed,
Legit. You're at that
kick
age,
it.
bro.
I
You're
mean,
a
I just bought a
wedding.
house here, so now I'm just trying to enjoy that, and first time being here, so. Yeah, I was just enjoying it, and just maybe next off season we'll, travel a little bit more.
Yeah, get that travel bug. Nice, man. Well, respect. I'm gonna pass it over to Rip. Any best man speech? I'm just curious. Were you a best man at all?
Yeah, my brother, he got married, and I was the best man at his wedding. So yeah, I was nervous the entire time. I didn't enjoy being the best man. I had to, lock it in, all the time up to that point to where I gave the speech. So I didn't enjoy that,
I'm sure
feeling
you killed
of
it, though. I'm sure you
nervousness.
killed it.
the
Yeah, I
key
try my best.
the key is 2 drinks before the speech, and then you do the speech, you loosen up a little bit, and then you can do whatever you want after. just speaking from a wedding vet here. We end every interview with the segment we call 1 star to 5 star. We mentioned, man, we're the 1 stars, but we're trying to get better with advice and tips from every guest we have on this podcast, like yourself. So we just have a few more, and let's use a 1 to 5 star scale. I got a little league hat on right now. I have a 5 and 7 year old playing in little league right now. I'm coaching, so I'm out there pretty much every day, and it's kind of a magical time for us. All the things they're still more fun than they are competitive. So they're out there with their friends every day. So I want it from a big leaguer. What's your 5 star memory from your time in little league? And it could be one single moment you remember, or just an overall memory you have from little league.
Man, maybe like hitting my first home run. That was pretty cool.
Over the fence or
Man,
inside the park?
yeah, over the fence. My first over the fence home run. My grandpa was there. Yeah, it was definitely a special moment, and he told me like, hey, like after I had hit the home run, he was like, hey, keep 2 hands on the bat, and I kept 2 hands on the bat and almost hit another home run, but he was more happy with that swing than the one I hit a home run on. So that was pretty funny, but yeah, that moment was pretty cool.
That's a great memory for everybody. If it ever, I never even got there. I hit one of the warning track one time. That was my little league highlight, but it's all good. DK mentioned you were committed to TCU for both baseball and football. Some might even call you the Kyler Murray part two for both those sports. You're an athlete. Everybody knows. I know you were a running back in high school. So let's say on a scale of 1 to 5 stars, how good of a player would you have been if you did stick with football?
I don't, no, I wouldn't have played running back. I know that I would have been a wide receiver, punt return, whatever. But yeah, I think I would have been a pretty good college player. I don't think it would have been anything further than that. Maybe, I mean, who knows? But I think I would rather be an MLB player than an NFL player with all the injuries that all these guys face. So yeah, I would say I would be, a 4 star college football player, but who knows? I mean, I can say whatever I want to say.
Dude, Alec, I saw when
It
you were
doesn't
mic'd up.
matter what I say.
Oh, I saw you mic'd up, bro. I think you're too much of a heavy breather to be a wide receiver for those sprints.
Yeah,
I think
yeah, seriously,
heavy
like
breathing's a
I don't
problem.
exactly. I don't know if I'd be able to endure all the, training and all that they do. It just seems a little bit eyewash for me. I think I fit more into the baseball lifestyle.
I could see you in the slot though, catching 50, 60 passes for the Horned
Puka.
Frog down there. All
Yeah.
right. We started a little segment here. It hasn't gone very well so far, but we're gonna try it again. We're gonna close it out. It's a little nickname segment. As
Oh,
far
you're
as I
doing this
know,
again? Rip, you're
I'm
doing
doing.
this again.
I got to
Unbelievable.
I got to try it. We're 1 stars. As far as I know, though, you don't have a nickname that has really stuck yet in Arizona. I don't know if you have one outside of that or you've grown up with one, but I'm gonna do my best to give you some 1 star nicknames. Give us a little leniency here. We're 1 stars. So yeah, and I just want a rating on the scale of 1 to 5 stars. How good do you think these are?
All right.
All right, I'm gonna start off this morning. I was thinking like what you're known for covering a lot of ground in the outfield. Like you patrol center field, you're covering all the ground out there. So I'm thinking to myself, what else is there in life that covers a lot of ground? And the first thing that came up was a crop duster. They get out there and they're dusting the crops, fertilizing them. So how about crop duster as a nickname?
I
Nah.
definitely think that would fly with our clubhouse since they know me a little bit more personal level. So I would say that's probably a 5 star
Let's
name
go.
right
All
there.
right, all right. Maybe more
Let's
suited
go.
to a minor league team in the Midwest, but maybe in the future we'll see. All right, number two, we had Dwayne Wade was Flash. He was a great basketball player, Hall of Famer. And when I see you run and dive in all the catches and tracking things down, I'm just thinking the Flash. How about the Flash as a nickname, the superhero, the Flash?
Yeah, that's cool. We got some, fast guys on our team that are faster than me, so I don't know if I can do Flash. I'd say that's probably a 2,
Okay. Okay.
unfortunately.
All right. No, that's all good. Usually they're all ones. So
That's normal for him.
I got two more for you. There's I know you don't have kids yet, but there's a big kids cartoon out there. It's called Paw Patrol. I don't know if you've heard of it.
Yeah, I've
So
heard.
so we got you in center field, and I think your average fan's probably in their 30s or 40s right now. If you want to bring that number down a little bit and just go pool patrol because you got the pool out there, Pool Patrol. We can get you some young fans going out here. What do you think of Pool Patrol?
Uh,
Too close to
the
poo
nickname
patrol.
be PP. Is that what you're trying to say? It's
Hey.
I'm
Crop
gonna go
duster
ahead and
and pool
say,
patrol. Iffy
yeah, I'm
rip.
gonna go ahead and say a one on that one. I don't know if I'm
One.
wrong.
Yeah, that is a one. All right, I got one more. I think I saved the best one for last because you're at Chase Field out there. I guess you said you got faster teammates, but you're pretty fast. So how about high speed chase?
I don't know. That I'm gonna give
That's
that
not good.
a one as well. I'm gonna give
Yes,
that
a
a one.
one.
Oh
Rip, that gets
man. All
deeper
right.
probably too. Rip, that's too much. Rip, crop duster so far by far
That's
your
funny.
best one. By far. It could be a double entendre too.
Yeah, yeah, that's fun. Hey,
All
I
right.
will
Well,
say here, I can make up a nickname for you. There's a snake that is called the Black Mexican King Snake,
ooh,
and I'm black and Mexican,
yeah.
and the king is flown around there, and I'm a snake as well, so Black Mexican King Snake.
All right.
Ooh, that's fire.
You
That's
heard it
fire.
here
Maybe even
first.
in Spanish if you want to switch it up sometimes. You could throw that one in Spanish as well. I love that.
Yeah.
All right, you heard it here first. The Black Mexican King Snake. Let's go. Everyone go follow Alek. He's at Alex Thomas 22 on Instagram. You can catch him, as we mentioned, patrolling center field at Chase Field. D-backs home openers March 28th. Alek Thomas t-shirt night is April 13th against the Cardinals. Man, we love having you in Arizona. There's only one thing that can top last year, so let's go ahead and do that. And
Yep.
thank you again for coming on with the one-star recruits, Alek.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys for having me. Thank you.
Special thanks again to the Arizona Diamondbacks media relations team. They do a hell of a job out there. DK booking this interview with Alek Thomas for us. And really one of the top 10 moments, maybe top 5 in D-backs history was that Game 4 tying home run in NLCS against the Phillies last year. They were down 2-1 against a closer, Craig Kimbrell, who's one of the best in the game. Alek Thomas tied that game up, stopped them from going down 3-1. And really, like I said, definite top 10 moment in the history of the D-backs and possibly top 5. But the kid's I know you were shocked to see he was born in the year 2000. Feels a little crazy, DK, but he's only 23 years old. So bright future ahead. And we're excited to watch this guy every day in center field this year.
I should stop completely being surprised by age. It doesn't matter anymore. Anthony Edwards dunking from 15 feet out, 5 feet above the rim over John Collins. And then to look and see, oh yeah, he's still under 24 years old. It's just at this stage in the game of athletics, Rip, you have a small window. It's about 18 to 26 to do really super amazing things. Go for it. Pre-back problems, pre-sore shoulders, all the stuff. I'm not even an athlete, bro. I'm just saying I'm just reading my back of the card stats. Back surgery, foot problems. You can't even run anymore. I watched you do a jump shot. You can not even do a jump shot really that well, Rip. I think your elevation might be 2 inches. I'm embarrassed for your jump shot form.
Yeah, my specialty right now is coach pitch to 7 and 8-year-olds, where you have to stand about 15 feet from the plate and lob a baseball in there. So if I ever had to throw out a first pitch at an MLB game, I think I'd be in pretty good shape. But yeah, my prime was. I feel like my prime and primes when we were growing up was like in our late 20s, but now these guys are in their primes in like their early 20s. So the prime of your career is getting younger and younger. It's crazy.
I'm done saying that. Everybody's younger. We got to get with the younger crowd. There's a disturbing bracket trend. Here's a younger crowd topic for you, Rip. Let me know your thoughts. This is NCAA bracket has dropped. Our guy Alek Thomas is not so interested in college basketball at all, but Rip and I love it. This is the time when it's the best. But a disturbing trend has arrived, Rip. In every tournament since 2021, a top 2 seed has lost in the first round to a team with a phallic name. You think I kid, Rip? You think this is true or false?
Did you discover that for yourself, or is that something you found on Google? Because that's a
In
hell of a.
In 2021, 15 seed Oral Roberts defeated number 2 Ohio State. In
Okay.
2022, 15 seed St. Peter's defeated numero 2 Kentucky. In 2023, I don't got to tell you, Rip, big fan, number 16, Fairleigh, say it with me,
Oh, Fairleigh Dickinson, FCU.
Dickinson defeated #1 Purdue. That's 3 years in a row. Once in a happenstance. Twice is a coincidence. Three times
Hey,
is a pattern. This is a tweet that I'm reading, Rip. This is not my own breaking news. The
uh,
moral of the story, Rip.
are you calling a Longwood upset over Houston in
You've
the
already
first
seen
round?
the it's you already seen the tweet
No,
then,
I'm
Rip.
just looking at the bracket. I think actually St. Peter's is a 15 against this year. We got two chances. We got St. Peter's upsetting Marquette and Longwood upsetting Houston.
If the
Wow.
theory plays out, Rip just nailed it right in the can't think of a good wiener joke right now. But yes, Houston will
Hey,
face them. Go
can
ahead.
we count Long Beach State in there because they're a 15 going against our buddies from Tucson, Long Beach State, or are we reaching too much?
You're reaching a little bit when we have a long wood staring us right in the face. You only need one, Rip. You're getting over him too much, you know? You don't want it. Nobody wants to fell, as this tweet says, anybody to fall victim to this trend. Okay?
All right, hey,
That's
that's
bad. That's instead of victim. Anyway, it's interesting, but something maybe you got to keep that. Maybe click on that at work. Okay, stay away from that one at the office if you're trying to pick your brackets. Phallic matters, though. Apparently, phallic matters is the moral of the story. Not for me. I ran right over that. Not interested in the gimmick shit. I watched this Arizona Wildcats team play 2 years ago in Maui at the Maui Invitational when we were there, press credentialed up. Thank you, Maui. Thank you, Rip. And what happened last year for the Arizona Wildcats, getting bounced by Princeton in the first round, I mean, that falls up there with a foul. That's a fallacy, Rip. It's just that stuff doesn't happen. You remember that and you get better, and that doesn't happen again. Things like that. And the way the thing plays out, they shuck out that roster. We got rid of some guys I didn't like. Kirk Liza. See ya, Kirk Liza. Take it to West Virginia. Get out of here. Brought in Johnson, San Diego State guy. San Diego State, probably the scariest other team that I'm scared of. Just a bunch of grown men, fifth-year seniors on that squad. Caleb Love, he's been there with North Carolina before. Guys who have been there, guys who aren't there to wear headbands like last year. Balo's got another year under him. The European guys get it now, what it takes to at least get to the Final Four. And I think they have the juice to get there. So I believe in Tommy Lloyd, best current basketball coach in college basketball, best recruiter. This team is chalked up with balance. And go ahead, Rip. Tell me UConn's going to win because you like the way that Hurley steps around and plops his feet on the ground and yells at other fans. Heard it before. Arizona's the team. You got to have some pain before you get to victory. You can't just win national championships like UConn back to back. You got to suffer before you get the dubs. Arizona winning my bracket.
Wow, Homer much? I mean, look, I'm an Arizona State guy, and even though we got the wrong Hurley brother as our coach, I'm not seeing it this year with Arizona. I mean, I'm biased, of course. I'm a Sun Devil, but like you said, Princeton last year, they have a history. Arizona has a history, a long history of getting upset early in the tournament as a high seed. It's happened a handful of times. I'm not saying it's going to happen this year. As much as I'd love to see Long Beach State beat them with the Traore brothers from the Ivory Coast, right, live within a mile from me from the pyramid. I'd love to see it happen. I don't think it's going to happen, but I also don't think Arizona's going to get very far. I got them out in the round of 16.
Yuck.
DK,
Who's your
DK,
512? Who's your 512 upset, Reb? Go ahead. You always have one.
1,000%. It's the Grand Canyon Antelopes. We can talk about it. I know you're an anti Grand Canyon. You think it's a manufactured for-profit school, but it's a real basketball program, DK. They have real players. They have great players. They have a lot of seniors, a lot of juniors, a lot of transfers that came in from really good schools, a great coach in Bryce Drew, and just a really experienced team that ran through the whack this year. I think I think it's one of the most locks in the tourney that they're going to beat St. Mary's in the first round.
It shows you there's two kids on St. Mary's. One guard in particular. I don't have his name in front of me, but I've watched these games. They play here in Hawaii at about 4:30 in the afternoon. Nobody else. You're clearly not watching them rip. And some Australians that St. Mary's usually has. You're right. This is a creative player university, this Grand Canyon University. The second they ran Dan Marley out of town and brought in Valparaiso's Bryce Drew, the popcorn capital of the world, Valparaiso. As soon as I saw Drew come in and I saw those uniforms, these are men's league, church league uniforms that these guys are wearing. Automatically deduct a point. Create a player. Everybody looks like a creative player. It's not the type of team that goes deep in the tournament. There's no Nebraska. We don't have a Japanese point guard here. There's no story to tell. They didn't bring Robbie Avila in from Indiana State. These guys all look the same. And then they have no class, Rip. Zero class. Another reason. You got to respect the game a little bit. You can't dunk on people when you're up 9. Get it together, Grand Canyon. Bring Dan Marley back if you want my respect. Even your fans look like creative player fans. You brought in one fat white dude, had him paint his face for probably $25 and some hot dogs. Where's your student section? You don't, because this Grand Canyon State University is Phoenix University. That's the thing. You think that it's tricking you. Has anybody been to Grand Canyon State University, Rip? Have you stepped foot on campus? It is the same as Phoenix University. It's a big fraud. It's a big money grab.
First off, it's GCU, Grand Canyon University. There's no state university, DK. It's a private institution. And I'll tell you where all their fans are. They're probably packing buses on the way to Salt Lake right now for the game. These guys are real. It's the Loeb student section, and they're loud. They're extremely loud. It's one of the toughest places in the country to play. They're going to bring that same energy to Salt Lake with their Arizona ties. Javon Blackshear, one of the best defenders in the history of Arizona State high school basketball. He's going to lock Aiden Mahaney up from St. Mary's. Gabe McLaughlin, another guy from Basha High School. They got so many Arizona ties. And I'll tell you, the reason Dan Marley is gone is because he wasn't very good, DK. They brought in Bryce Drew. They've been to 3 NCAA tournaments in the last 5 years. It's for real. It's not creative player. It's not fake. Their uniforms might not be 5-star, but their players are. And you're going to see them, I think, in the Sweet 16.
Sweet Lord. Eddie Bash is turning in his grave right now with this here. If they get through St. Mary's, they're going to have to play Alabama. I guess, dream scenario for us here. Your Cinderella team makes it through to the Sweet 16. They will run into Arizona unless we see a New Mexico upset, which, God, that team's been really fun to watch. Nevertheless, good stuff, Rip. So who do you have winning this damn thing? We got your sweet little fun team. I got Washington State, my sweet little fun team. They've won huge games across the Pac-12 when they need to in big moments and have a lot of ballers. But that is just a raw guess, and I have no real information on that besides just I feel like it's the Cougs year to go deeper than they have before. It's my little Cinderella pick. Who's winning this thing on your bracket? Who do you got? UConn.
I'd love to see the Cougars go far in the last year of the Pac-12, show up some of the conferences and just see them do well. But I'll tell you, my sleeper, and I actually have them in the Final Four, DK, is the Vermont Catamounts. You hear them. They're in almost every year. They were 30-4 this year. They got a ton of experience, 15-1 in their conference.
Dynasty.
I got Vermont in the Final Four. Unfortunately, I have them losing until they get to the championship game. But yeah, I did pick UConn, and I did it because there is no clear-cut number one team that I see over the course of the season. But they won it last year. They have, in my opinion, the best coach in college basketball, Dan Hurley. They have 5-star players. I just don't see them losing again. So I'm going UConn, of course. Easy championship pick, but necessary, DK.
You picking on Duke too, just because that's what when the bandwagon arrives, you hop on, you got your ticket, you already have your bags packed, and you're just hopping on when people are shitting on Duke. That's really why.
No, I have Vermont. Yeah, Vermont beating Duke in the first round. I mean, Duke, Arizona, Duke also has a history of getting upset in the tourney. Of course, they're in almost every year, but I just don't think they're as good this year. They're not gonna know what hit them when the Catamounts come out.
I still can't believe that Longwood played itself into that phallic yearly thing, man. What a analytic, just fine. If that happens, I don't even know what state Longwood is. Is that a Texas school? Sweet Lord, Longwood, where is that?
New Jersey?
We'll get Winston on it. It's a big mystery here.
Virginia,
Masters.
Farmville, Virginia, Winston says. Thanks,
Holy
Winston.
shit. There's no way that happens. If that does, I'm buying 4 Manscapes from Trash Talk Boys discount with the new model. It's the year of the phallic. If that's what's happening. If that happens, there's no way. Longwood, get out of here. That was create a player school. They just made that for the joke.
I'd love to see it happen.
John Rahm ain't fucking around. He dropped his dinner. You know, the Masters, if you win, you get to pick the dinner. It's kind of tight. Also not tight for the value guys out there. Turns out you got to pay for the dinner. Tens of thousands of dollars. You got to pay all the private. If you're alive and you've won the Masters, you get to come to this dinner. It's about 60 kind of fat dudes. He did a good menu, though, John Rahm. I'll give it up to him. It's on April 9th. He did some Ibrikio ham. You're not going to touch any of this in France, Rip, or France. This is all Spanish food. Some tortilla de patatas. That's tortilla, Spanish omelet with a little bit of potatoes. This is a bad. That's not really a good accent that I'm using here. Let me see some paellas going on, some pilpil, dessert. Looks like some crema. Nothing spectacular here. He might catch some heat on this one though. People either are in on Spanish food or they're out. It's not a in between thing. Too spicy. You don't want to do seafood, Rip. If you take me as somebody who would probably just put their nose up at Spanish food.
I don't know what any of that means, what you just said, DK. All I heard is ham. That's the only thing I know what is out of that entire menu. It sounds very fancy to me. I'm out. I'm looking for like Cheetos, mac and cheese. I'm out on that fancy menu from Spain.
Yeah, it's fair. You can get out on it, but the Ibrikio ham is 5-star, 5 diamond, probably top food item in all of Europe. It's an acorn-fed pig that they feed only acorns, and I think they just give it delicious drinks, maybe mineral water. Who knows? But they serve it in a nice little cone. You get a little cone full of ham, and you walk around ham and eat manchego cheese and Ibrikio ham, and look at architecture. What more do you want in life, Rip? What more is happening? What's a one-star moment that you had? What's something where you just are completely embarrassed yourself this last week that you want to keep to yourself?
It's something that's been happening to everybody. Actually, I probably not where you're at in remote Hawaii, but we have the porch pirates out here and the Amazon thieves. They follow the trucks around, and we were the victims this week. We got a couple Amazon packages stolen off our porch. I actually got the guy on the Ring camera. I want to post that thing on social media. He's wearing like this skull hoodie and with a hat on, and like if I ever see the dude, I'm gonna get him in a headlock somewhere in town here.
Oh,
But
yeah, big headlock.
he
Okay,
he
big
ended
headlock.
he ended up getting some blueberry smoothie pouches for
Mm.
toddlers, and he got 2 shampoo bars that my wife ordered. I don't use them because I don't have any hair, but so yeah, congratulations, man! You got some smoothie pouches and some shampoo bars. Hope you have
Two
fun with that.
throwaway items for them. What human beings anyway are using shampoo bars, Rip? We live in a liquid that even the porch pirates are throwing those away. Bars, spit on them.
Hey, 1 star moment, man. It's happening to everybody right now. These people are just pure scum. And like I said, if I ever see that guy in a hoodie out in Long Beach, I'm gonna jump on him and get him in a chokehold.
It's a hole in the system. You got to get in front of it. I've seen people drop Amazon called packages like behind your little mini fence. You got that mini fence there. You could direct them to drop them behind there, Rip. Solution.
Yeah, I think it's a lot to ask in our situation for the Amazon driver because it's like a whole latch and you have to open and shut the gate. And what happens if they leave the gate open and the dog runs out and gets hit by a car? Like it's a whole liability thing.
Has to
But
be more put on you to actually do a physical hole in the fence they can drop it through with good signage like a quality airport.
I've seen some people actually leave like bait out front, like fake Amazon packages with like dog shit in them, and just teach these guys a lesson. So I might actually do that. That sounds kind of fun to me.
It seems much more productive than finding a safe solution. Shit bags, do it, Rip. One star moments for me, not shit bags, but it turned into shit. Funny enough. Add them to the list of things that I could not buy for my household anymore. It's probably a list of 40 things now. 40, what do we got, Winston? 47 items now. Here's 48. Australian licorice, tropical flavors. House the whole bag over the weekend. Costco bag. That's about 124 pieces of delicious Australia's finest licorice. Licorice.
Did it give you the runs?
No, funny enough, the Aussies do meat pies and licorice as good as anybody. Drink it forever. Have solid stools.
So why can't you do it again? Just because you ate the whole bag in 48 hours?
Sadness, depression, feeling bad about yourself, everything that comes with eating a full bag of candy, Rip, is full of sugar and goes right to my double chin. It's disastrous. This can't happen. That's a 2 week bag. That's a bag that you take to your elementary school, and if you get 2 sticker stars, you get to pick from one of the flavors, and it should last you 2 months, maybe a semester. You don't eat that in a whole weekend. One human? Kidding me?
I don't know how you're staying away from cavities, man. Every other week you're telling me a story about eating Haribo's or licorice or a whole bag
Everybody's
in a
eating
weekend.
candy. They're just not talking about it, Rip. I know you're eating Welch's fruit snacks by the handful out there, not telling anybody about it. Putting Welch's fruit snacks inside your Dino Bites combo.
Yeah,
The
not
new
in
combo.
Not in the same weekend. I have to separate those out a little bit.
Well,
You
I will
gotta
recommend something from Costco. I will recommend something from Costco. You know, I got to make the decision today. I'm doing an airport pickup right now. I'm already thinking about am I going to get a slice of pizza or not? If
recommendation of the week incoming.
recommendation of the week incoming. Costco recommendation of the week. They've grown on me. They've grown on my house. Frozen frittatas, spinach and mozz. You get 24. They're in the frozen section. Everybody wants to leave Costco's as soon as they turn past the dog food items and you go past the sparkly drinks. You're in a rush to leave. You got to go through each of the freezer aisles. It's usually a dead man's errand because nobody has that much freezer space for anything of those. Anyway, unless you have maybe a garage freezer, big Arizona thing, big Arizona pod. Anyway, frozen frittatas. The professional tip for these, and you're too lazy to do it, Rip, so I don't even know if I want to tell you. But I'm going to do it for the listeners because they're not lazy. Seymour, our guy Saporito in Bozeman, Montana, cold morning. You want to be the king of brunch at your household. You take them out, you bake them. So you want to preheat to 400, you bake them. It's a 20-minute commitment to bake frozen frittatas. Rip, this isn't fucking McDonald's. It's a commitment. And then the last 2 minutes, cut up a little bit of sharp cheddar, Tillamook, if you have it. If you can afford Tillamook. It's not regular sharp cheddar works. Bashes, Eddie Basha. Cut it up, put the broiler on. So switch it, oven to broiler, the salamander. Do it for 2 minutes, melt that cheese, salt and pep. You will have a breakfast for less than 250 calories of egg whites and spinach and mozz. You're welcome.
Bringing a little taste of France to your own kitchen. It sounds like that's 5-star. I'll try it
Has
out.
nothing to do with France. That was complete non-France items, an American tradition with Italian cheese. What is your rec of the week, Rip?
I'm also a food one this week. I'm a big ice cream guy, DK, but I can't eat it every day because I'd get fat. I love ice cream. I would eat it every day, but something I found as kind of a substitute to crave that, to curb that craving has been just a simple mix of yogurt and granola. I get it all at Trader Joe's. It's just the vanilla yogurt with some granola mixed in. I have a whole bowl full and like convince myself that it's ice cream because it's sweet with the vanilla yogurt. The granola is usually a mix of like almonds and granola, and it actually stops me from eating ice cream every night. So it's kind of like I said, it's a curb of that ice cream craving all the time. So if you want to try it out, it's simple yogurt and granola mixed together. It's good for you. It'll make you less fat than ice cream will.
1 star. You're so lucky that you landed on crop dusting because that was as basic as it comes. You didn't even parfait. There's no fruit in that mixture. There's no peanut butter for obvious reasons. Obvious reasons. There's no nut butters that will kill you. But some fruit. How about some honey on top of that?
You
Get a
can
little
add
honey.
you can add a little of that. I mean, I probably blueberries would be the best thing to get a little fruit in there and a little antioxidants. But yeah, honey might just put it over the top,
And
sweet.
mix it up. And you know what? Substitute that out of your night routine. You just want that sitting in the middle of your stomach. Let's sub that out till the morning, Rip. This is a probiotic activity. That is the morning dish. Okay. And for your ice cream nights, have a piece of Tillamook. Just a rack. Just another option. Another option for you. Mini piece.
That makes no sense. The
Too
Tillamook
much
is
dairy. Too
nothing
much
like
dairy
ice
in this
cream.
whole. Too much dairy in this whole thing for somebody who's lactose intolerant, and peanuts will kill you. Which I know those aren't dairy, but it's still, Rip. Got to remind you, stay away from those things. Have you gotten close in this last 2 years? Big love to Arizona. Thank you to the Diamondbacks. Thank you to the state of Arizona. Thank you to listeners for letting us talk about Arizona for that long. And I talked about Costco again. I was trying to do at least 3 episodes without bringing up Costco. Sorry. I apologize for reusing information, recycling my life, Rip. It's my life. I'm a Costco guy. All right, hit the music. Let's do Rips Reacts. We'll get out of here. Kate Middleton seen on a weekend shopping trip with Prince William. The rumor is she's sick and these images are all fake. If you want to disappear, you can only get one flight, one way, anywhere in the world. Where is your get the hell out of town destination? Rip. Disappear.
I got to go with American Samoa. I think there's probably only one flight a day there. There's probably barely any internet, any bad Wi-Fi connection. So I think no one's going to be able to get a hold of you out there. No one's going there. So it's basically like an island that you're on with a bunch of Samoans and good food.
That was quick. Maybe Guam. Who knows? One flight, though. Seems like you might get caught, though, by who's ever trying to get you, but who knows? Might be right, might be wrong. Leighton Vander Esch, medically retired at 28. More positive goal line rushing yards next season. Leighton Vander Esch or the newest Raider running back, Alexander Madison?
That's a low blow, DK. Look, man, Alexander Madison might not be the best running back in the NFL, but even if he's got 3 yards a pop, he's only got to compete with, I think, Zamir White out there. So he's going to have at least 400 yards rushing.
Zamir White also could just be a full-on defensive end, period, with that body type. Good luck, Raiders. It's going to be sad. The Steelers double-dipped with quarterbacks, Russ Wilson and Justin Fields. 2 completely different humans. Will this work, Rip?
The most interesting thing about that is that Justin Fields asked to go to Pittsburgh after Russell Wilson signed there. So that doesn't, if you don't see writing on the wall from that, I mean, it looks like a scenario where the Steelers take 3 or 4 weeks to figure out that Russ is trash and Justin Fields comes in there as their starting quarterback in week 5. So, is it going to work? They'll still be maybe 10-7 and get a wild card. So if that's working, then sure, it's going to work, but they're not winning any Super Bowls anytime soon.
Oh boy, Mike Woodson thinks he's done his job at Indiana. Do you beg to differ?
I do beg to differ because you can't not make the NCAA tournament as an Indiana Hoosier coach. I think it's time to get him out of there and promote our guy Calbert Chaney. And they need a legend in there. It's either Calbert or Steve Alford should be the next head coach at Indiana, and Mike Woodson needs to move on. I mean, the expectations are too high there to not make the NCAA tournament again.
Spring training wrapping up. Get your tickets for the Diamondbacks or any baseball team. Go see some crop dusting. We'll see you next week.
Quick Adam Schefter's tweet, DK. Now that Keenan Allen has been traded to the Bears and Mike Williams just signed with the Jets, breaking news. Chargers top 2 wide receivers. Tell me their names, DK.
Quentin Johnson, 1 star. Josh Palmer, 1 star.
The Jim Harbaugh era is starting with 2 1-stars. Let's go. See you next week.
Peace.